Hi, I'm Taffany Ketchum, and this is my project on art's representation on feminism. I'm going to be focusing on an art piece that was created before the feminism movement within art even began. My objective piece for this project is called Judith Slaying Holofernes, created by Artemisia Gentileschi. This piece is an oil painting on canvas and was created in 1614 in Rome. Gentileschi was born in 1593 and died in 1653. She was one of the most important female artists of early modern Europe. She had reasons to feel empowered enough to reinvent the original picture conveying this story. At age 18, she was raped and thrown into a legal case surrounding it. Soon after the case settled, she projected her rage and sense of violation through the gruesome details and actions in this piece of art. So this is the original painting called Judith Beheading Holofernes by Caravaggio, and it was created in 1598 in Rome. This painting and Gentileschi's obviously depicted the story from the Bible where Judith is determined to take down Assyrian general Holofernes. She enchants Holofernes and allows him to get drunk, and he passes out from drinking too much wine. And she takes it as her opportunity to do what the other men around were not taking charge of. And she goes ahead and cuts his head off. She beheads him. And in both paintings, you can see that it looks like a bit of a struggle, although Caravaggio's seems a lot more calmer, and she doesn't seem as angry. She seems more grossed out, and she doesn't seem as strong as she does in Gentileschi's version. And the person helping her looks more like a maid, just a helper, and kind of is bewildered at what's going on in front of her. Unlike Gentileschi, Caravaggio doesn't cross over as many lines and make it more chaotic. He kind of keeps it clean, and even the blood coming from Holofernes' neck isn't going everywhere. It's almost coming out as a straight line, and it just doesn't add on to the reality of it as Gentileschi's does. Also, as I said, in Gentileschi's, the background was pretty plain and almost just black. But in Caravaggio's, he has like a red curtain or part of the tent in the background that kind of distracts because it's bringing light into the background. It distracts from what's actually going on, and that just doesn't happen in Gentileschi's. Gentileschi makes some changes to the original painting. She includes another woman in action instead of Caravaggio's maid put to the side. This symbolizes the unity and teamwork between the women as both attack Holofernes. Gentileschi's painting is much more aggressive and gruesome. You can see the muscles in Judith's arms as she's really getting aggressive and really attacking him. In the foreground, the sheets are bloody and there's practically no background, as it is not really important. It seems very chaotic as she uses lines in the arms of all three people as they cross over each other, making it seem there is a bit of a struggle going on, while Caravaggio's painting is calmer and brighter in color, and Judith is kind of stepping back, not as into it as she is in Gentileschi's, and she seems much more petite, and every action flows in one direction, and the blood isn't as detailed as it is in Gentileschi's, making it a lot less gruesome. The book, The Early Modern English Woman, tries to explain the thought processes derived from the upcoming women who had the strength and willpower to fight the female norms of the 1600s. So this is a small quote pulled from a passage of the book. Thus, if men would remember the duties they are to perform in being heads, some would not stand a tiptoe as they do, thinking themselves lords and rulers. So I find that this quote is relatable to Gentileschi because her reasoning also expresses that a man or Holofernes, or even the man that raped her, does not hold the power that he thinks he does, therefore bringing the power back to Gentileschi herself. Another important female artist of this time is Livina Teerlinck. This is her painting of Queen Elizabeth. Teerlinck was the top female pick for any portraits for the royal family. This area of artwork, like any other area at the time, was dominated by men. She uses the typical Renaissance style and arranges each person so the direction flows right towards Queen Elizabeth so she can be the focal point. In Linda Noakland's article called Why Have There Been No Great Women Artists, she speaks on the comparison between a man's and a woman's artwork. She explains that women have a different effect on their art pieces as it comes from different experiences and mind states compared to male artists of the time. In this case, with Gentileschi, the women's artwork has much more emotion and aggressiveness projected through it than the male artist, Caravaggio. He doesn't seem to have as much emotion put into it, and Gentileschi does, probably coming from experience and different mind state, like Noakland said. So where I think all of this information adds up and meets in the middle and actually makes sense is that all of these women have something in common. They all used their own form of art and put a message through it, no matter how simple it was of a portrait or whether it was a gruesome attack, murder. It all came down to that it was a shock value that a woman was able to rise up and gain that spotlight, and to bring light to the fact that a woman then just had to have so much more talent and work so much harder to just get where a standard male painter or artist in this time to get where he was. I think anyone of our time can say that feminism has definitely come a long way since the Renaissance period and in the terms of art. Although the feminism movement wasn't a term or a mission yet, the art pieces that women created then are still the foundations and will always be the history of the fight for female success to be equal to a man's success. And that's about it for my project. So thanks for watching. Thank you.